just where it is.
And you're a ninth degree Dan in Isshinryu karate. Can you tell us the difference between that and regular karate, and how has that moved over into martial arts?
Well, Isshinryu is an Okinawan style karate.
Yeah.
Isshinryu translated one heart system, Isshin meaning one. And it was developed by Tatsuo Shimabuku on Okinawa. Okinawan karate is really known to be more self-defense combat orientated, especially Isshinryu. Most of the people that trained in Isshinryu in the beginning were military people, U.S. military on Okinawa, U.S. military Marines. My instructors, my past instructors, all U.S. military Marines. And it is very good for hand-to-hand combat. Very good. Again, and it all depends on the instructor and the direction they take it. What I don't like in so many systems is how they've taken a kind of a watered-down direction. I call it that, and I don't mean to be disrespectful by saying that, but nobody wants to take the time out to teach them hardcore self-defense, what martial arts was meant for. Traditional martial arts were meant to maim, cripple, or kill somebody, especially Okinawan martial arts. Very hardcore. It's for self-defense. And yeah, you have to modify the way you teach certain things depending on the group of people that you're teaching. We're not going to teach a whole bunch of young kids to go and break somebody's leg, But, that's where training with an experienced instructor benefits you. People that have been around the block, that really know their martial arts. It's going to benefit you learning traditional karate like Isshinryu. It's going to benefit you in an MMA club where somebody has a background, a real background in martial arts. Look at some of the best fighters out there right now. Machida, okay? Yep. St. Pierre.
For sure.
Shogun comes from a traditional style. He's Muay Thai, yep, which is traditional. Those guys are phenomenal. Look at their striking, and their grappling. Because in traditional martial arts, that's all there. It's just a matter of learning it. And learning, people say, oh, why? Do you guys do that kata stuff? I don't want to do that kata. Those are the people that have either been in a dojo that didn't know how to teach kata or just plain don't understand kata. Because all those katas are textbooks of fighting skills. Now we got to learn the textbook.
Yeah.
You got to read that textbook and practice those techniques. The techniques can be modified for sport, sure. It's a punch, it's a kick. We use it in sport, we use it in the street. But, there's chokes, in sport and in the street. It's all out of katas. It all comes out of katas and traditional martial arts. So Isshinryu, it's not that it's much different than a lot of other styles. We do have some differences. We use a vertical punch. We kick from the groin on down. That's for our traditional training, our self-defense training. But again, everything can be adapted into the sport. And that's why I think having that traditional background is very, very important. I think it makes you a better fighter. Plus, it's something to fall back on. How long are you going to fight?
Yeah.
Hey guys out there, yeah, I know you love the sport. I love the sport. We've been doing some form of MMA and kickboxing and so on from before MMA had a name. We've been doing it a long time. We fought in 5K1s. Yeah. We fought in the Shidokan. We fought in the Sabaki Challenge. I fought in the Sabaki Challenge when it had the largest spectator audience of any martial arts event in the world at the time. Now, of course, MMA brings millions and millions. They've changed that. But I fought in that back in 90 and 91. Yeah. And, there was some grabbing, sweeping, throwing, striking. So, we've been doing this kind of stuff. In 1985 and 86, we had a fighter win the Michigan and World Tough Man contest.
Awesome.
Way back there.
Yeah.
Robbie Shane Robinson. Unfortunately, he's passed since then. Our heavyweight, Tomas Gorziewski, 5K1s. His best placing was second. Unfortunately, in the very first K1 in North America in Las Vegas, at the bell, Jean-Claude kicked him right in the knee. And after that, Tomas had problems with his knee, had surgery. He'd go back. He'd win a few more fights. He made a bit of a comeback, won 2 fights at K1. By the third fight, he had a great fight with Dutko, and Dutko got him in that injured leg in the third round. What are you going to do? It's unfortunate. And that's why, there's the other reason why traditional martial arts. You get one injury, bad injury, sometimes your career's over. Yeah. So if you enjoy the martial arts, Get additional stuff because it's something you can do forever. Yeah, you can have it with it.